In today's Manchester United transfer news update, subscribe for more Manchester United news, match previews, and transfer updates. An Erik Ten Hag signing is starting to come good at Manchester United under Ruben Amorim. Matthijs de Ligt had a shaky start to his Man United career, but he has found form recently and was excellent in the win against Arsenal. Manchester United's heroic defensive effort at the Emirates Stadium was one that Erik Ten Hag might have enjoyed had he tuned in. Lisandro Martinez led from the front with aggression as always. Noussair Mazraoui showed that spirit and fight that has already made him a cult hero at Old Trafford. Lastly, Matthijs de Ligt played a prominent role in keeping Arsenal at bay. De Ligt was the only member of the back three to see out the full 120 minutes in defense. Harry Maguire lasted 104 minutes before the illness that forced him out of training on Friday caught up with him, while Martinez ended the game at centre forward, with United prioritizing height in the back three as Arsenal went with an aerial bombardment. Maguire was magnificent and earned plenty of plaudits for his performance, but de Ligt was equally as impressive alongside him. The Dutchman blocked everything near him and won plenty of headers, while his clearance from under his crossbar in extra time was exceptional. It was a good day to be in United's defense, except for Diogo Dalot, who was dismissed just after the hour mark. Mazraoui played both wing-back roles, won countless key headers from set pieces and ended the game in the back three. His initial £12.8 million, rising to £16 million, move from Bayern Munich last summer looks like a steal, and Ruben Amorim has quickly become a fan. But for de Ligt, the class has taken longer to shine through. At £42.7 million, he was the more expensive of the two players to join United from Bayern in a double deal in August. He also came with those familiar Ten Hag questions. Ten Hag had made de Ligt his captain at Ajax as a teenager. Now, he was pushing for a reunion with a player who hadn't hit the heights expected in the 5 years since he left Amsterdam. Juventus and Bayern sold him at a loss and endured a shaky start at Old Trafford. This summer, he didn't get a kick for the Netherlands in the European Championship. When his opportunity arrived for his country in September, he was at fault for goals against Bosnia and Germany, and Ronald Koeman took him off at halftime in the latter game to protect him. Ten Hag praised de Ligt when he returned to Carrington and said his quality would shine through at United once he had settled in at the club, having missed out on pre-season. "I know Matt, and he's a great personality, his character. He will overcome this and will bounce back in this situation Dutch squad," Ten Hag said in September. "Definitely not his club situation. I'm not afraid for this situation. I know his qualities. I know his personality, and I know he'll fight back." Man United transfer news live. Marcus Rashford latest. Alejandro Garnacho update. Kolo Muani wanted. All the latest Manchester United transfer news and rumors, including the latest on Marcus Rashford, Alejandro Garnacho, and Kolo Muani. Hello and welcome to the latest live blog from the Manchester Evening News, dedicated to bringing you all the latest Manchester United news and transfer gossip. West Ham United's hopes of signing Marcus Rashford on a loan deal this month have reportedly been dealt a blow as the England international considers his Old Trafford future. Meanwhile, Napoli are said to have made an opening offer for United's Alejandro Garnacho. However, United officials have reportedly rejected the opening offer of £38 million plus add-ons. Elsewhere, Tottenham Hotspur could rival United for a move. PSG and France forward Randal Kolo Muani, who has fallen out of favor since moving to the French capital 18 months ago. Harder's Højlund comparison. Manchester United-linked Conrad Harder has previously admitted he has been compared to Reds striker Rasmus Højlund. United have been heavily linked with Sporting forward Victor Gyökeres, particularly since the arrival of Ruben Amorim at Old Trafford in November. Under Amorim, Gyökeres has transformed himself into one of the world's best strikers and played a key role in their Portuguese league title win last term. But recent reports in Spain have claimed that the Reds have shown interest in Harder. The Danish star has scored 9 goals for Sporting so far this season, having joined from Nordsjælland last summer on a 5-year deal. Kolo Muani. Manchester United latest. Tottenham could reportedly scupper Man United's move for PSG forward Randal Kolo Muani following a turn of events. Fabrizio Romano has reported that Spurs and Juventus have made contact today over a move for the striker. United are said to remain informed on developments. Napoli make offer for Garnacho. Serie A leaders Napoli have reportedly made their first official move to sign Alejandro Garnacho. Journalist Alfredo Padella claims the Italian side have offered £38 million plus add-ons for the winger. However, it reportedly falls short of United's £50 million valuation. Marcus Rashford transfer latest as West Ham handed blow. West Ham United's chances of signing Marcus Rashford on loan from Manchester United this month are seen as remote, according to The Guardian's Jacob Steinberg. Meanwhile, the forward's hope of securing a move to AC Milan could be scuppered by the Italian giants' move for Kyle Walker. Milan are also in talks with a move for Walker, who told Pep Guardiola of his intention to leave City. Milan are currently leading the race for the two English stars. But due to rules in Italy, only one will be allowed to join Sergio Conceição's side this window. Serie A rules state that a club may only sign two non-EU players every season, and Milan have already done that with the summer arrivals of Strahinja Pavlovic and Emerson Royal. Manchester United considering loans for two players in January transfer window. Manchester United youngsters Dan Gore and Harry Amas could leave on loan this month. The Manchester Evening News revealed last week that Ethan Ennis was joining Doncaster Rovers on loan, and other temporary deals for other academy players are now set to be arranged. Gore picked up a freak shoulder injury last summer and sustained a separate small issue in October, which means his season has been stop-start. United are considering loan offers for the 20-year-old this month, and he is expected to play elsewhere for the remainder of the campaign. The midfielder was handed his first team debut in September 2023, but his progress has been disrupted by misfortune, and a loan will provide a fresh challenge in a senior environment. Gore signed for Port Vale on loan in last year's January transfer window, although he suffered an injury in his first appearance for the club, which meant he was unavailable to play again. United's coaches have prepared Gore in the last month and a half with a view to a loan departure and have taken the same approach with Amas, who is also currently attracting interest. Amas excelled during the United States preseason tour and traveled to Wembley for the Community Shield, but he wasn't named in the squad, having been taken for the experience. The 17-year-old was included in 6 matchday squads in the Premier League at the back end of last season and was tipped to make a debut this term, but he's continued to play for the academy. Considering Luke Shaw and Tyrell Malacia were unavailable, Amas would have seen the start of this season as the perfect chance to make his debut, but he was overlooked by Erik ten Hag. Once it became clear that Amas wasn't in the former United manager's plans, talks were held to prepare Amas for a loan in the January window, but a source has stressed the move must be right for the young defender, and a loan deal won't be agreed for the sake of it. First loans are difficult, and a club who can provide a clear plan for a young player's development will stand a better chance of agreeing a deal than a higher-placed side who can't. Alongside Gore and Amas, United have a list of academy players who could possibly leave this month, and it's understood Ethan Wheatley and Ethan Williams are under consideration for possible loan exits. Barcelona manager Hansi Flick has endorsed signing of Man United star Marcus Rashford. Barcelona manager Hansi Flick has endorsed the club's pursuit of Manchester United star Marcus Rashford this winter, according to Spanish publication Sport, page 9. The England international has fallen out of favor under manager Ruben Amorim and has not featured in any of the previous 7 games across all competitions. Rashford has decided to secure a new challenge away from Old Trafford, and Sport claim that Flick has given his approval to sign the attacker on a short-term loan. The 27-year-old can play as a left winger or a centre-forward. The Barcelona head coach sees him as an option to reduce the workload on Robert Lewandowski for the hectic schedule. Flick has had Rashford on his radar from his managerial stint at Bayern Munich. The United star is also prioritizing a move to the Catalan giants, but he is not prepared to wait until the closing stages of the window, given he has other European clubs on the prowl. AC Milan and Borussia Dortmund are also vying for his signature. The United graduate will consider alternative loan offers if Barcelona don't make a quick transfer decision. Barcelona's registration issues could hinder loan move for Rashford. The Blaugrana have had plenty of financial troubles, which have contributed to registration issues. Dani Olmo and Pau Victor have only been granted temporary registration, and the Catalan giants need to recoup funds to balance their books before the transfer window closes. As per Sport, Ronald Araujo looks the most likely candidate to head for the exit door. The Uruguayan has been heavily linked with Juventus. He could depart in the coming days. It remains to be seen whether his departure could pave the way for Rashford's registration alongside Olmo and Victor. The United star may want clarity on the same before a loan switch. The £46 million rated star would not want to be on the sidelines at Barcelona for the rest of the season. Milan and Dortmund could assure him regular minutes from the starting 11. Rio Ferdinand reacts to Manuel Ugarte's comments after Arsenal win. We heard about his ability. Manchester United midfielder Manuel Ugarte put in another monstrous performance in the team's victory over Arsenal. Manuel Ugarte joined Manchester United from Paris Saint-Germain in the summer after a long pursuit, with the deal finalized on transfer deadline day. After a slow start after joining United, Manuel Ugarte is really settling into life at Old Trafford. Ugarte is becoming a fan favorite at the club through a series of committed performances in midfield, where he is flourishing in Ruben Amorim's system. He showed some real personality at the Emirates too, taking center stage in a penalty box brawl in which he escaped unpunished. Manuel Ugarte up for the fight. Manuel Ugarte sent an emphatic message after Manchester United's win, repeating a quote he issued before he signed for the club. Ugarte wrote, "When we have the ball, it's a game, and when we don't, it's a fight. Let's keep it going always together." It was a message that summed up not only his approach, but how head coach Ruben Amorim wants his team to play right now. Speaking to his YouTube channel, former Manchester United defender Rio Ferdinand reacted to Ugarte's comments and praised the Uruguayan for backing it up. He said, "Fans, they buy into that. I think that's one part of his game that you can't question, his fight, his desire. We heard about his ability to win the ball and be combative when he plays. He's showing that now." Reacting to Ugarte's unpunished headbutt incident with Kai Havertz, Ferdinand said he liked to see it. "Good. That's passion. That's what I like to see, within the rules of the game." Rio Ferdinand not getting carried away. Rio Ferdinand is self-aware enough to recognize that in the past he has spoken too early and got overexcited about Manchester United's potential revival. He says he is holding fire this time, but he does like what he has seen over the past couple of weeks. Ferdinand said, "I ain't gonna get carried away like I have done in the past. We are talking about Man United going through on penalties. In the 90 minutes we drew the game, in the last game against Liverpool we drew, and before that we lost loads of games. I'm not saying we are the finished article and we are back. What I'm saying is there are things and there are certain aspects of our game that are giving me the ability to buy in.